Welcome back, Troglodytes, to another episode of Trogly's Guitars. Today we are going to take a look at a beautiful 1978 Gibson Les Paul Deluxe. Alright, so let's look at the headstock here first. The headstock itself is in pretty good shape. You can see very light aging to the lacquer. It gives that nice golden hue to it. I think it looks great on this one. Once you get it in the light, you can see some picking scratches and I guess not picking scratches, there'll be string change scratches, things like that. Nothing too bad on here. You do have a small ding kind of up here in the corner. Nothing too bad. Just your average play wear on this one. It's in great shape. Les Paul model still visible. Deluxe truss rod cover. Truss rod works just fine, and this is still a maple neck. We have a beautiful rosewood fretboard on this one. Once again, I have treated this with some lemon grade instrument oil, which really darkened it up and made it look great. It wasn't too light when I got it, but it definitely has some nice wood grain in with it as well. Very light fret wear in the cowboy chord area. Nothing too bad as of right now. It doesn't affect playability, but you've got a really nice thin 60s style neck. So if you're really into that 60s profile neck, you're gonna love this one. It's got the low frets for the era, so if you know these late 70s, early 80s Les Pauls, you definitely know what kind of frets I'm talking about. And this guitar, it really sounds phenomenal. I have never been a huge fan of mini humbuckers, but the ones on this guitar are quite special. Mini humbuckers are really well known for their neck pickups. I forget which one it is, but there's a famous guy that has the mini humbucker in the neck, and then they route out the bridge for a full-sized humbucker. Or some people like to throw a P90 in there. And that's a killer combo, but this one, you don't even need to do that. Not only do you have that really fat-sounding mini humbucker neck, but the bridge is just on fire, as you'll see in the playing demo. I mean, it sounds just as good as a normal-sized humbucker, so I'm really pleased with this Deluxe. The front of the body itself is in actually pretty good shape. I mean, this was a player's guitar, but as you can see as we run the light along here, there are a few light nicks and dings as are appearing here. But, it was a player's guitar, but I would say it was well loved. As we're looking around here, you have the original bridge and tailpiece on here, Schaller made in Germany. You have the original pick guard, and just all of the cream on here has aged this almost golden color, except for the pickup rings, because I think they were made of a slightly different material. They are still the original rings and the original mini humbuckers there, but you got the golden hue to the cream plastic over the ages, which I think looks really cool on this one. So once again, original mini humbuckers, which sound awesome in this example, original bridge and tailpiece, and you got it nice and set up. This one's a great player, and as you can see, the top is actually fairly active, as you're seeing here. It's got some nice, very mild figuring to the wood, but it's there nonetheless with an awesome plain top underneath with the wood grain. So this is a really nice example here. The front red is a little bit more cherry in color yet. I think it's kind of faded over the years, as compared to the back that's a more dark cherry. Take a look at the back of the headstock here. As you can see, it was marked a factory second here. What that means is there was either a very small finish blemish on this guitar when it was brand new, or a factory employee wanted to buy it. Whatever it is, the worst thing about buying a second is this, because whatever it was, you can usually hardly ever find it, because all the other nicks and dings over the years of playing it. You can see your serial number there is 7019 8061, so that makes it a very, very early 1978. We've got a little bit of a ding here and a little bit of wear along the edges, but nothing too bad. You can see the tuners have been replaced with Grovers. If we hit it in the light just right, you can see the old Clouson shadow on it. So these are great tuners. They stay in tune. Kind of on the side of the neck here, you can kind of see where the wing was glued on. You can feel the seam a little bit. What that is sometimes wood or dirt gets in there a little bit. It's not separating by any means, but you can feel it. On the other side here, there is a little bit of a ding. There we go, you can see it right there. It's nothing too bad. Honestly, you'll never even feel it while you're playing. But back of the neck is in good shape. Besides those little dings, I mean, it looks great, doesn't it? Looks perfect. But half this neck was actually refinished. I'm guessing what happened was, over the years of it being played, the finish was worn off, and they had some guy who was pretty talented, honestly, spray that red back on. Hit it just right, you can kind of see a line that kind of runs all the way up the neck here. It's really hard to see, but hopefully I can get some photos for it if you can't see it. That is where the new finish kind of ended, and the old finish is there. Now that you know that half of it's been refinished, if you feel this finish feels a little thinner and smoother, and then when you get past that line, the finish here feels just a little bit thicker than on the other side of the neck. I mean, you really won't notice while you're playing, but it is there. It's not a crack, break, or repair or anything like that, even though I'm sure if you look at it in person, you might wonder that at first, but it's definitely not. It's a solid 3-piece maple neck. It's awesome. Here you can kind of see where that finish is that I was talking about. It kind of starts here, and then once you get it in the light, you can kind of see how it runs along here. Once again, it looks like a crack or a break or something, but it's not. It's just where that new finish kind of ran over. You can see what I'm talking about in this area where the finish was kind of beat it down. It almost looks like sandpaper just sat on it for a while. Onto the back of the guitar here, you've got some scratches up here in this area, which aren't too bad, you know, player scratches in general. But the buckle rash is mainly in the clear coat on this one. Nothing too bad to really note. But you do have some light dings as well in this area, as well as kind of on the side. Original electronics in here with the shielding tin. So you're good to go there. Sides of the guitar are in good shape. Just your average play wear. But honestly, this is a really nice playing guitar. Once again, I've never been a huge fan of Deluxes, but this one is something special. I mean, it's got that beautiful top on it here, and just the sound of it. You know, the neck pickups are known for being great. Bridges are kind of iffy, hit or miss, but this one is definitely a nice hit. We'll do a quick blacklight test here. You can see the original finish on the front, and that small little ding up in the corner. Original inlays and all that. Front finish is original. You can see it was once a tri-bursted, like there were 3 or 2 levels of red, but that's kind of all faded into one cherry now. And you can see your original knobs there. I like how the pickguard and the toggle switch ring there also glows nicely. There's the back of the headstock here. You can kind of see the little nicks and dings I was talking about. But original finish, no breaks, cracks, or repairs to the neck. And here's where you're seeing exactly what I'm talking about. You see that new finish that was applied? It's a little hard to see, but you can see half the neck is kind of a slightly darker color. So this is a very old half refinish there on the neck. But it is there. And it lines up perfectly with that line that I'm talking about. So that is definitely just where the new finish started, because it kind of got worn off. Now to the back of the guitar, you can see all those little nicks and dings, bright as day now, and a few areas where the finish was kind of chipped off there from nicks and dings. You can see a few light dings on the sides here as well. But overall, nothing too bad. The case this guitar comes with is not the original intended case, but it very well might have came with it, because these are fairly old cases if I remember correctly. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 latches on it. And as you can see, this little piece is kind of coming off here. But that doesn't really matter too much. But you've got a nice vintage 60s yellow interior, 60s and 70s. It definitely looks the part, and the guitar's obviously been in here for a while. You do have a little compartment case in here, and all in all, I mean, it's not the greatest case. But it's not as flimsy as like a chipboard case. I mean, it's got some structure to it, so it's definitely not, you know, a throwaway case by any means, but definitely not the original intended case for this guitar. But it does fit. It doesn't move around too much. I will pack you some extra bubble wrap to give it a second neck rest so it sits up a little bit more. But enough about the case.
Let's hear how she sounds.
So, if you think you might be interested in owning this beautiful 1978 Gibson Les Paul Deluxe, feel free to contact me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Troglys, Troglys. You can also check out the listing on eBay or Reverb as well. Alright, Troglodytes, thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.